Okay, so today we're going to explore a really hidden side of France. We're talking about this vast, kind of mysterious feature that shapes the entire nation, but you know what? Most people have never even heard of it. It's a story about what isn't there.
Seriously, just take a second. When I say France, what's the first thing that pops into your head? For most of us, it's probably a few very specific, very famous things.
Yeah, you're probably thinking of the Eiffel Tower, right? Or maybe the glamorous Riviera, or all those beautiful vineyards in Bordeaux. These are the postcard images of France, the ones we all know and love.
But what if I told you that one of the country's most significant geographical features is, well, an absence, a huge, quiet emptiness that literally slices right through the heart of the country?
So let's dive into this hidden emptiness. This is a story that's told not by famous landmarks, but by the complete lack of them.
Let's just start with a number. Get this, over 30% of France is almost completely empty. Think about that. That's nearly a third of the whole nation practically deserted, which, as you can imagine, has huge implications for its economy and its culture.
And here's the thing. This isn't just some random scattering of empty land. Nope. This emptiness has a very specific shape, and it even has a name.
They call it France's empty diagonal, or la diagonale de vide. It's this massive band of land that stretches for nearly 1,000 kilometers, all the way from the northeast, near the border with Belgium, down to the Pyrenees Mountains in the southwest.
And to put this emptiness into perspective for you, the largest city you'll find inside this entire massive zone is Clermont-Ferrand, and its population, just over 140,000 people. I mean, in a lot of countries, that would barely be considered a big town.
The difference in population density is just staggering. The average for all of France is about 120 people per square kilometer. But inside the diagonal? Whoa, that number just plummets to 30. That's only a quarter of the national average.
And we're not talking about some small rural patch here. This thing is enormous. Its total land area is larger than Austria and Hungary put together. Just try to wrap your head around that. 2 entire countries' worth of land with almost nobody living in it.
So this all leads to the really big question, right? How on earth did this happen? Why is such a massive part of a major European country so profoundly empty? Well, it pretty much boils down to 2 key reasons.
Okay, reason number 1 is the powerful pull of the big city. See, for centuries, France went through this really intense urbanization. People were drawn away from rural, agricultural life and were just pulled like magnets toward the major economic and cultural hubs. Cities like Paris, Lyon, and Marseille offered jobs and opportunities, and they basically sucked the population right out of the regions that now make up the empty diagonal.
All right, the second reason is way simpler. And honestly, it's a lot more universal. It's really just about where people naturally want to be.
You know, all around the world, we humans just show this strong preference for living near the sea. Coastlines offer trade, resources, and a desirable lifestyle. It's just a simple fact of human geography.
And wouldn't you know it, this diagonal is almost entirely landlocked. It's trapped inland, far from the bustling Mediterranean and Atlantic coasts where so much of France's population is concentrated. Except for one tiny little stretch down by Spain, it's completely surrounded by land.
Okay, now for a really fascinating thought experiment. This is going to show you just how incredibly important this one diagonal is to the identity of the entire country. I want you to imagine for a moment that you could just reach down onto the map of France, grab this empty diagonal, and just turn it. Rotate it by 90 degrees, so instead of cutting from the northeast to the southwest, it ran from the northwest to the southeast.
The effect would be, wow, it would be revolutionary. The entire population pattern of France would look completely different. The major population corridors, the economic centers, the cultural flow of the country, it would all be rewritten.
And this leaves us with a pretty powerful final thought. The empty diagonal proves that geography is so much more than just lines on a map. No, it's an active, powerful force that carves out the destiny of a nation, defining not just where people live, but who they become. It really makes you wonder, what invisible diagonal might be shaping your own country?